Hello everyone, welcome back to the Student to Life podcast. My name is Stretch along with my co-host
Shan.
And this week I have my brother, my partner, the light-skinned youth, DJ Reem from Champion Squad joining us this week for another episode of the Student to Life podcast.
Yes. So Reem, excited to be here.
I'm always excited to be on this.
Awesome. Well, we want to say first, Merry Christmas, guys. This is our Christmas episode, and I hope you guys had an amazing holiday and are preparing for the new year. Today, we're going to get into some greatness with Reem. So we are talking about health this semester. So we're more so be geared towards speaking about, the health factor of what's going on with DJ Reem and his career and everything.
But first, let's start by getting to know who this brother is. I know already, so he's just going to tell you guys.
All right. Well, my name is DJ Reem. I play a sound system called Champion Squad. For those who don't know what a sound system is, it's a DJ group, basically. Yeah. So I play a sound system called Champion Squad, owner of the sound system. And I just make good music, travel the world, producer, promoter, everything under one umbrella.
So what age did you start doing this DJ thing?
Professionally at age 7.
Professionally?
That is crazy. That is crazy, yeah. And you have to let us know what started, what birthed that at age 7. How did you know that this is something you wanted to get into?
So basically, it all started with my uncle Al, and my brother T-Bone, my older brother. I grew up watching them, play music. And I mean, I was maybe 2-3 years old watching them play music. And I was just like, this is what I want to do. And I started messing around with the records. At that time, it was records. There was no CDs or laptop. It was records. So I started messing around with the records, and I got in trouble a couple of times, and I had to get a couple beaten. And then my brother, he saw that I could play music, so he started taking advantage of it. He said, "Oh," and I'm like, "See you, all right, cool." Yeah. And then I just started that way, and I went to a couple of house parties with them until illegally I got to go to clubs.
Oh.
And then I started,
So you was going to house parties at the age 8, 9, 10?
6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
6, and then 7. I went to there was my first event, and this is a crazy thing because my first event that I played in an actual club was this place called Melrose Community Center in Fort Lauderdale, and there was a shootout in there.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was banned from going out.
Oh my goodness! And you was how old?
7.
That
was the first event that I actually went into a club outside of the house party, and then after that, I was banned for a little bit. Big up Aston Villa because he bailed me out. Oh. So everybody wanted to see a kid play music, so it was kind of fascinating for people. So.
Okay, and I think I remember you mentioning that you did radio.
Yeah, so I started doing radio at age 10. I had my own show. As a matter of fact, it started out as me being the DJ for a kids show. There was 4 kids on it, and I was a DJ. I was a kid myself, so I was a DJ for the kids, being a kid. And after the first day that we did the show, they were like, they don't want to do it no more. I just do it myself. And I had my own show.
So basically you had no anchor, you were just by yourself.
I was just by myself until I wasn't talking though.
I was
still mixing, and then I don't even remember his name. Sorry. But he this guy, he was doing the talking until I got to 12, and they realized that I could manage it myself. And that was it. It just gave me the...
So you did radio from 8 to 12?
No, from I was 10.
Right.
And when I was 12, they gave me the show for myself.
So you started radio at 10?
Yeah, I started radio at 10. But when I was 12, they gave me the show for myself. So I could just, do my own thing. And then I did that from 10 to up until I was 22.
So you have a radio background.
Yeah. So I did up until I was like 22. They sent me to broadcasting school and everything.
Oh, so you have like a degree in broadcasting.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
cool.
pretty dope.
So let me
Shout out
ask
to Mystic 1580. They're no longer around, but you know,
Yeah.
big up to Carl Nelson and Linda.
Okay, cool. What I was curious to know is, I think we had touched on this when we had conversations behind the scenes, but when you get introduced to something like that at that early of an age,
Yeah.
it's like you don't even have the space or the mental capacity to think of anything else other than just this one
that
thing.
one thing, yeah.
You know, you get what I'm saying? So, but is there anything else that you ever thought of doing, like you have a love for, other than this?
Boy, to tell you the truth, no. Music was everything. Like I'm telling you, from I could remember myself, I was around music 24/7, like
Right.
most non-stop. Like my mom used to have records for herself that she used to have like a shelf. She have a stereo. My brother had the sound system with my uncle. So it's like, for me, it was nothing but music. Like I never saw myself doing anything.
What's the end goal that you're looking for from your career?
To build a couple businesses out of music, out of monetizing from music, and build other businesses as far as like, it could be restaurant, it could be stuff like that.
Okay. What age? For those who don't know, you travel a lot.
Right.
At what age did you start to travel?
All right. So my first travel date outside of like going to Jamaica and stuff like that, because I was born in America. For those who don't know, I was born here in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. And I used to go back and forth to Jamaica a lot, to play. But other than that, my first major travel was 17. I was 17. I went to Japan. That was the first
Nice.
actual booking that I got. Didn't even know what the hell I was doing. Didn't know nothing. Like I had to ask my mom permission to go, like stuff like that. So
At what age was that?
that was 17.
You went to Japan for the first time at 17.
I was still in high school. When I got the booking, I was still in high school. When I graduated is when I went. I went after I graduated.
Okay. So after that, between the age of 17 and you say like up till now, you've traveled almost every country in the world. Then.
The only place I haven't been, and it's because of timing, is Africa, which I'm supposed to go 2023. So that's the only like continent that I haven't been to.
That's crazy.
That's
I think the craziest thing to me is you still don't see yourself as this legendary DJ.
I haven't reached my full goal,
Right.
So I can't really, I'm not, and that's not my personality to that.
Exactly.
And, carry on a certain way, but
but still, if you really think about it, like you've done more than a lot of the people we call great.
Right.
Yeah.
Have done way more than they have. You know what I'm saying? But so this semester we're talking about health, right? And one thing we know as DJs, our mental health is super important.
Yeah. We have to have a clear mind.
Very much. And a lot of times we're at certain gigs, first thing we do is we gotta get a drink. That
Yes.
I want to know if it's a thing that has to happen or something that is just a habit.
I think it's because of it's the social life. Like we're out, we see everybody else drinking, we want to drink too. I think that's what it is for me.
Right.
I don't think it's something that we have to do, because I'm not a drinker right through. Like I don't go in my house and drink.
Yeah.
Like I only drink when I come out to the club and stuff like that. So I think it's more of like socializing. If you're not into alcohol like that.
For me, it started as trying to get bravery, because I always had anxiety. My anxiety was terrible. So it started with me drinking to get that bravery and in my element.
Yeah.
That could be a part of it too, because I mean, don't get me wrong, this Hennessy confidence in it.
Yeah, it can make you feel bold.
Yeah.
But I used to, like, a lot of times I used to be looking down well, the crowd is out there and I never look up because of my anxiety. It's like I start to stutter and all these things. But once I have a drink and I feel that influence, is like, all right, I'm good now. You know what I'm saying? But after that, even though you develop the confidence, this is such a habit.
It's such a habit,
right? That it's hard to break that habit now. Because it's hard for me now to stand up in a party and not have a cup in my hand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel it just feels weird.
It feels off,
right.
So since Stretch has, he went through a form of anxiety or whatever. Did you ever go through that? Starting
of course.
Do you still have that?
Or? Not as much, but all right. So like, let me go back to Japan. The first time I went to Japan, right? So it was me, and at the time I had a MC. And
a MC?
MC.
Oh, an MC. Okay.
So because I was never an MC at that during those times. So I was just the one mixing, playing the music. So I had an MC with me or whatever, and I brought him to Japan. And like legit, we didn't know one thing he was doing. Like imagine you coming from this side of the world to go
foreign
over
country,
a whole other side that you're not even sure if they like dancehall like that. And by the way, they love dancehall. Japan culture, that's all they're about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The dancers, the whatever, you can name it. They like it. But we were up there, and it was a place called Club Asia, right? When we went up there, they called us up and they were like, yeah, champion squad. Right. I was like, all right, cool. Go up there, and to press play on the CD player, it was the hardest thing to do. And then the MC now, he was just standing there like
frozen.
And he just said, yo. And I'm like, say something. say something. I just pressed play, and that was it. And we just,
Yeah.
Mind you, I didn't see back Japan until years later. That was it wasn't a horrible experience, but it was a big club. It was like 3,000 people in one club.
Yeah.
And then we went to we did Tokyo, and we did 2 dates. We did Tokyo and we did Nagoya. Nagoya is like more the country, and it was like a smaller place. That one we did better because it was smaller. So that anxiety wasn't there as much as
So imagine 3,000 people, your first gig in a foreign country. And to tell you the truth, I haven't seen 3,000 people in front of me here in Florida.
Oh wow!
So we still haven't. Yeah. I mean, I've seen the biggest crowd I've seen is close to 3,000.
No, I mean
on a beach.
I've played like Best of the Best and stuff like that. So those are different crowds. But the thing about it is, the level of going from one extreme to the next, and like at that young age. I could say that would be, after that I learned a lot, and it's all a learning process. Even now I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So how does like traveling now? Because for me, I don't eat certain things. So traveling, terrible when it comes to finding food.
God.
So you're traveling from age 17. What are the challenges of finding food? Like, because I know it's hard to eat healthy on the road. So
now I'm more open to certain foods, right? Before,
that's smart though.
Before you couldn't get me to do anything. Like
go straight McDonald's and KFC.
Not even the McDonald's stuff. Like I wouldn't even, like, it would just be like, all right, I'm going to this place. All right, just give me chicken. Everything good.
That's what we know. Chicken.
We know what chicken look like. Shrimp. You can identify the shrimp, and that's it. Like, but now it's like, you go, you catch different cultures.
Yeah.
You start to explore. So like, I'm more open now. But
do you research it beforehand, as far
definitely.
as like,
what's the national dish and stuff like that? Definitely.
Yeah, everywhere we go, I call him first. Like, yo, what's the place like? Because for me, it's like I go places and it's like all I'm eating is bread the whole time, or rice the whole time, or fries, fries and ketchup the whole time.
And for you who don't eat no type of meat, it's like it's way harder.
It's difficult.
Might like Japan though,
because they have a lot of seafood.
That's what it is, seafood, and even them like I eat shrimp and
that's not what it looks like.
Noodles and shrimp are good.
That we sure that's what chicken looks like. Even though frog legs look like chicken, but
Jesus.
Traveling,
you experience different cultures. It's
give you a funny story if we got a little bit of time. I went to Italy, right? This is my second trip to Italy. So I brought my best friend with me. Big up Dre. So me and Dre was there, and the promoter, he was like, you know, we actually went to his house and he was sitting at the table with his family or whatever. So we saw something that looked like beef. And he was like, all right, this looks interesting. So I put it in my plate. Dre put it in his plate. So I'm seeing Dre chewing for the longest time. Dre can't stop chewing up. Dre chew. And I'm like, I said, dog, you good? I said, yeah, man. I said, brother, you sure? I said, yeah, man. I said, oh, you're still a chewing. So I asked the promoter, I said, question, what is this? He said something in Italian, and I didn't know what he said. So I said, I don't understand. He said, something. I said, I don't understand. He said, 1 second.
Oh my gosh!
So I just see Dre say,
Oh shit!
so you know, you run into stuff like that, and that.
I think the first time I saw something like that was when we went to what's the name? They have the French side and the regular side. It's not St. Thomas. It's
You talking about the French side and the regular side?
We went there on a cruise. I'm gonna tell you.
DR?
No, it's Saint Martin.
Saint Martin. Okay.
Okay.
It's a Saint Martin and then it's Saint Martin.
Oh, okay.
When we went over there, they raised the iguanas like chicken.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm talking about the big iguanas, like raise them like chicken. That's what they raise them.
A lot of places iguana though.
A lot of Caribbean islands eat iguana.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't know these things and you go there and they offer you like on the menu, it don't say iguana. It says something else. So it's the meat.
Right.
So if you don't ask, you probably eating frog legs, iguana, dog.
Me don't know it, but now I eat it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so traveling now is like, you gotta be very careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you go to like places like Europe. On the menu, you see all these big words or these strange words. And you say, oh, let me try this.
Do you think you deprive yourself of the actual culture though, of trying what they eat?
No.
What I think
the thing about it is, all right. The thing about it is it's based on what you like. Right? Like you can't like. All right. For instance, I'm going back to Japan again because it's a lot. Their culture is a lot more different than a lot of places. And why I say that is because they get offended if you don't try certain things. Like they get offended of it. And like I literally had to say, oh, you know, I'm not, you know, I had to break it down to them. Like I'm not, you know, interested in certain things or whatever. And they understood. So it's like a lot of people get offended when you don't want to try their culture or their food or whatever. But I don't think if you don't like it,
you just don't like it.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm kind of skeptical of the word try. Because like I said, you could try stuff and you can't take it back. You can't go back. You know, it's like you try Coke and you're hooked and you're like, this is nice. And that's it. You're hooked now. You try weed and you're like, oh, this is what they was talking about. And then you're hooked. I see so many people try stuff like that and you can't go back from that.
But with foods, if you could try foods that's in, like when you say they have seafood, a certain type of seafood that you never try, like octopus.
But listen, but hold on, but think about this, right? There's people that I know that never ate seafood. And they eat fish and all of that. But once they try shrimp, their face like blew up. You know what I'm saying? The allergies start. So now you go try something that you wasn't even supposed to try in the first place. So I'm very, very skeptical of that word try.
I mean, I'm more open to trying foods, but it just depends. Like it has to look appealing,
right?
It has to be something appealing to me that I
because people do eat like crickets and stuff like that. You know, people do eat snails and all that stuff. You know, I'm more open to eating certain things. Like I've had octopus, stuff like that. I wanted to try like alligator tail, stuff like that. I wanted to try that before I changed up my whole diet.
Oh, you don't want to try it no more?
Hell no. I don't want to try anything outside of the because I really want to stop eating seafood too. But it's hard to stop eating seafood when you don't have a lot of options to choose from. Especially when you travel. So
I mean, you know, the crazy thing about it is, it's not that hard, you know, because vegetables. Remember, I said vegetables is more accessible out there than here.
In some places.
No, in most places. Believe me when I tell you.
I'm talking about in like, especially in America.
No, in America,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You know, like in this side of America too.
Yeah.
Because even when you go on the West Coast,
Yeah.
you have a lot more
Vegan
healthier options
Yeah.
because a lot more people are healthy on that side.
Right. But remember, we're here 80% of the time or 70% of the time we're actually
Right.
here.
Yeah, but you can't.
He's
you
saying,
still
like,
can
as far as
find,
traveling-
as far as
Yeah, you,
traveling,
you can, of course, you can find
no,
stuff.
as far as traveling, you,
And
you have.
I feel as if when you travel outside, honestly, I feel like the U.S. is the most corrupted when it
It
comes
is.
to foods and stuff
It-
like that.
I call it the
And
biggest
other
food scam.
countries, yeah, other countries are more natural and they grow their stuff more organically. And although you might be eating, you know, whatsoever,
Right.
you might not know, but I
The-
feel as if it's more organic.
The U.S. and let me say the U.S. and some Caribbean islands that are getting U.S. imported goods because you have a lot of them out there that don't have stuff for themselves. Like, you know, like how Jamaica have, you know, farms and stuff like that where
Yeah.
the markets them get stuff from. You have a lot of places out there that don't have that, so it's actually a problem when they're still getting the same foods with the and they're getting the worst set of foods from here.
Right.
You know how we can go in the store and get organic organic chicken, organic
Right.
whatever, vegetables and whatever. Them can't get that there.
Yeah.
They
Even
can't
some-
get it in
even-
some islands.
What I've realized is, and I've heard multiple people say it, like health people say it, they're saying that even some of the medicines that we get from like China and places like those, they're not effective because by the time they come up from over there to here, they lose a lot of
They lose
that
a lot of
medicinal
potency.
value.
Yeah.
So importing bad food
Yeah.
on top of the distance that it has to travel to get there is
Yeah.
double the effect. So food scams here, like they passed laws where they could raise what do you call it, chicken, the type of chicken that's not real chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the
baby.
no? There's like a thing that it's like a, you know how them have the thing where them can build house now with the design that they can, like it's a machine that builds house. They have it where they can build meat.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Saw that, right?
yeah, they passed the law where it's illegal. It's
I was
legal
like,
here
wow.
to do it,
Yeah.
where they can do that. So why, if you really think about it, right? You eat, say, for instance, like me who don't eat meat. If I go back home to Jamaica and I have a piece of pork, I'm good. If I have a piece of chicken, I'm good. I don't get sick.
Yeah.
If I smell it here, I'm sick.
He feels, yeah.
I'm nauseous. So
Sense.
this is why
It's a difference, yeah.
Yeah.
it's a difference with eating stuff here and back home.
Back home, yeah.
Hey everyone, we took this quick break to let you know that we're sponsored by Moments Bar and Grill at 6455 Commercial Boulevard right here in Tamarack. We're also here every Friday night for Seduce Friday Night, so you want to pull up on a Friday night and have a great time, all types of music, all types of cultures. You just want to be here, and they got food, they got hookahs, they got a whole lot of alcohol.
Well, so moving forward, I'm curious to know, right? Being a DJ, you guys have this stigma, or it's, you know, for the people outside looking in. How do you, both of y'all, you know, but Reem first, how do you deal with the mental health side of relationships in, you know, with the career that you have?
The mental health with relationships.
Yeah, like how do you have healthy relationships?
Okay.
Even with friends, you know.
A relationship, all right, so our lifestyle is kind of different because it's not like a 9 to 5 where we coming in every day or on time and stuff like that. Like, you know, we might be out till 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Especially like now the holidays, busy season
and stuff like that. You have to have a woman that's understanding for a DJ. You know, you have to have a partner that's understanding because you have female DJs as well too. So you have to have a partner that's understanding of your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like for me, my woman has to understand, like, yo, this is what I do. This is what you met me doing. You know, and you have to just adapt to my lifestyle. If you can't do that, then we can't be together. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? I cannot change what I'm doing to adapt to you.
Right.
Because this is what I've been doing and this is my life.
And for us, it's like you have to have somebody also that's able to be your center. Like when you're out, we're mixing with so much different energies. We don't want to come
back to
bad energy. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to find somebody that understands that when we come home, we want peace. Like we deal with the chaos of being out because it's so much different people.
Personalities.
Because for me, for me personally, ever since I changed my lifestyle, my eating, I could feel energies. Like if you come around me, I can literally feel your energy. Like I'm a sponge. So if I'm hanging around with 10 different people, I gotta go home and meditate that out of my system. So imagine me coming home not even being able to meditate, and then me and you back and forth. Then I can't deal with that.
So that's what it is. Like I personally, for me, I don't know about any other DJ, like how they do their thing, because you know, but for me, my woman has to be understanding, and she has to know, like, you know, certain responsibilities that our people to be with us have. Regular women don't have that responsibility, because even if, like I said, on holidays, she got to explain to her family why I can't come to a family get together on Christmas, or why we can't be under the fireworks kissing on New Year's Eve. You get what I'm saying? All those stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like
that's our busy season.
Personally, for me, like I try to do as much as I can to make it, you know, because even though I'm saying, you know, this is my lifestyle, you have to deal with it, but you still can find a balance and make the person feel comfortable and know that, okay, well, all right, New Year's Eve, if I'm going somewhere, if say I'm traveling, I travel a lot, so
you're gonna come with me.
You can come with me New Year's Eve,
or
whatever,
do something before or after.
So yeah, like stuff like that I would do. And Christmas now, like for me, Christmas, I don't really take bookings for Christmas. And it's not really because of a relationship, it's for my daughter.
Oh, makes sense.
You understand what I'm saying? So for me, I don't take no type of out of town bookings. If you're gonna book me, you have to book me, my daughter. You know what I mean? And my significant other to go over there. That's how I look at it.
My next question is, because I know what I do as far as when I'm out, and then we all need that moment to like get all of it out of our system, and to be like happy. What makes you happy outside of parties or music or whatever? What do you use to bring yourself back to that point of just being happy
outside of music?
Outside of music.
You know, the crazy thing is, and this might sound weird, but my happiness is just a peace of mind. Like I just go home, like I can literally, like when I'm done with the club, or if I'm not in a music mode, I like silence. That makes me happy. Like literally, I like silence, like nothing.
For me, it's the gym. It's the basketball. It's the gym. Like I put my headphones in. I'm working out. I go to yoga. I do my meditation. Like that keeps me balanced, because even though sometimes we feel physically healthy, our mind can trick us, our body, into going into a level of sickness.
Of course.
You get what I'm saying? So if your mind ain't right, you might think your body's healthy, but if your mind ain't right, it throws everything else off.
That's one of the main reasons why I like silence, because like even when I'm driving sometimes, I don't play music.
Right. I play music constantly.
I don't play music at all. Like when I'm driving, I don't want to hear nothing. I just think about stuff, and that's how I get to
process more. Better.
And I'm more of like a person I'm not like a open person. Like, you know, I'm not that much. If me and you close, you know that I could talk a lot.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not really outspoken to people. So it's like, for me, my quiet space is my time to think, and I just think different things.
That's why I think if you try meditation, it will work perfect.
It's kind of meditation for me, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you try the sitting still, like the sitting still.
No. That's what I mean. Like sometimes I would just sit there. You know what I mean? I don't do the whole yoga thing where you cross it.
No, you don't have to.
But like I would sit there and just like
purposely just
give myself that time to silence, just process things and think about, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to get.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You need to get back on track. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. In meditation now, you're not even trying to think about anything. You're just relax and let your mind try to be as quiet as possible. But even if it's not quiet, just not trying to think about anything. Like meditation, and people think meditation is sitting down and that don't have to be it. Sometimes I lay flat on my back. Sometimes I just sit up with my hands like this. Like literally, it don't have to be the cross legs and all of that. It starts here. Calming down here, and then
calming your mind.
You're giving your mind a break, basically. It's just like a detox, giving your body a break. It's the same thing, you know what I'm saying?
Get you.
So I feel like for us, we definitely need that, because we in noise constantly. In a bunch of noise. And if, like I said, for me, who could feel energies, like I remember how I figured it out earlier this year. I had some friends who usually come down here from Atlanta. Big up Ali, they're always here, and she would bring friends with her. So hanging out with them all weekend is like, I never gave it a break. It was like, wake up in the morning, where y'all at? Let's link up. We're going to dinner. We're going to brunch. We're doing this. And then at the end of the weekend, it's like, I just feel like I don't feel like myself.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel everybody's different energies, like literally still here with me. So I have to just go sit still somewhere, meditate it out of my system for like an hour.
Yeah, and just
go to the gym, and then everything just started to feel normal again. Because it feels heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I started realizing that at the beginning of this year, that how much other people's energies affect me. Because you don't have to tell me that there's a problem. Yeah. I could feel that.
You can feel it, right.
A lot of people don't understand that. Like, if I'm in a room and there's tension, I could feel that. You get what I'm saying?
Being an empath.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I realized that this year, but as I realized that I personally have to do my meditation or my yoga or my working out to bring myself back to where I'm supposed to be, to a level space.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think the lack of not doing that can cause depression, because it's you
anxiety
suppress you suppress those feelings of these energies, and you're not giving yourself and your body and your mind that time to release and to just empty it out and to just completely have a whole reset.
Especially if somebody else has anxiety and depression, you feel that.
Yeah,
you do.
You feel it's heavy.
Yeah.
So if you don't get that out of your system, it's still there. It's not something you can pinch yourself and feel it. It's there in your subconscious, just sitting there.
It's
all in your mind.
So your subconscious is where, like, 19 Keys talks about your left brain and your right brain. It's like when you listen to music, your left brain relaxes, and then your right brain is what processes everything. So that's why he said, like, listening to certain music, it does affect your behavior.
Yeah, it does.
Because when you start to listen to music,
and you're not in agreement.
When you listen to music, you're not in agreement. So like I said, your right brain relaxes, which is the actual brain that thinks about everything. That relaxes, and then your subconscious starts to absorb everything else. So he said, now, that's why a lot of times we react a certain way when we listen to a certain type of music. So what I want to ask you is, Reem, like, what do you think about how music affects people, like us as people in general?
Music first of all creates moods. Like, being a DJ, if you're a DJ that actually pays attention to your job, you realize that you can set the ambience with, you know, certain music. So like, you can look at a crowd and see, there's plenty of times when you see we're in the club and, you know, we see like a fight is about to happen or something, and we just change the whole music. And we go with the gospel.
Right, gospel. For real.
And then it'd be like, hey neighbor.
For real. It's literally like that.
That makes sense.
Like it changed their whole mood and I don't want to.
For instance, let me give you a perfect example. And Russ Adonai, he said this to us. He was like, at the end of the party, we play slow girl songs.
Yeah. It works every time.
It works every single time. There's no tension after the party. There's a lot of parties, people wait until after the party to have tension. Like, literally after the party, everybody's happy going home. And it's like, this is different. Like, I always heard about it, but to actually see it, this party's been going on for what, 2 years.
All right.
And we never really had.
I give you a joke. When I was about, like 12, right? So everybody know Down for My Ninjas. I don't know if I could, say certain words on this.
We want to try to avoid that. Because,
so we try to avoid
the listen.
Okay. So Down for My Ninjas by C Murder. That song came out when I was in middle school, right? So, I could tell my age by that. But that song came out when I was in middle school. So like, the song, like, after a while, like, being that young, you don't understand like what it does. So I was like 12, right? And I think me and big up DJ Donut, me and him was playing somewhere because me and Donut grew up together. So big up DJ Donut, me and him was playing somewhere at a party, and like the person said, cut the song because we was playing Down for My Niggas. Down for My Ninjas. Sorry.
You can say niggas.
It's all right.
You can say niggas.
So we was playing the song, and the promoter came up and was like, yo, cut the song. I was like, why? It was like a fight about to start, and this song always make people fight. So I was like, nah, that doesn't make sense. So legit, a fight started. I was like, yo, another song, Knock If You Buck.
Yeah, every time we played that song back in the day,
that used to always cause a fight. So then I realized the music does cause an effect. And then when you're drinking alcohol
on top of it, you don't have, you don't really have that much sense.
Yeah.
So like you're it's fueling you.
Yeah.
The alcohol is fueling you. The music is fueling you. So it's like,
and that's that emotion just comes right out.
Yeah.
Without even thinking about it.
Without thinking about it.
You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times somebody would say, "Oh, why would somebody step on you? Why would you react like that?"
Yeah.
Because in your head, that music is already fueling you.
Yeah.
So you step on my shoes, like you get aggressive.
Because
right away.
all right, let's keep it real. The Chopper sung them and the Badman sung them.
Yeah.
We feel like Badman.
Yeah.
Even when I'm up there playing it,
we're the biggest scammers in the world.
We're the biggest scammers in the world.
And we never even done none of this stuff.
Line, but we do it.
Right.
We do it in the music.
Yeah.
Right. But listening to that is constantly like, especially the gun music and the violent music is like,
it does something.
People say, "Oh, we're talking about," what I hate to hear is to say you're talking about your environment. No, you're not. Talking about something and glorifying it is two different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a hypocrite. And let me tell you why I don't want to be a hypocrite. Now, it does something, but to an extent.
To an extent.
Let me tell you why I say to an extent. Because, like, all right, growing up, I grew up in the era of, like, this is dancehall we're talking about. So I grew up in the era of Bounty Killer and Beanie Man, where they was warring each other, feuding with each other, whatever. I grew up in that era, and let me just say, there was not much violence behind it.
Right.
With Bounty Killer's gun release, because Bounty Killer, that was what he was about. Right. This big, you don't think Bounty Killer, this biggest bad man in the world.
Right.
Like everybody has him as that, but at the end of the day, it was just a character and music, and people knew that. Let me tell you why now. I'm saying I don't want to be. The difference is now is social media. The stuff on the internet, the social media, the stuff that we're watching with reality TV, and it's all around. So it's not just the music,
right?
It's a part of like the reality of you on social media, you follow certain people, you see them brandishing guns on it, like I've seen
the same people that sing. The same people that sing about it now is literally living the
lifestyle, and then now you see. I mean, even in rap music. Yeah, we had gangster rappers, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. Like
it's literally
you had gangster rappers, but it's like, all right, we going on your turf and we doing this.
Drill music now is literally that.
And what I've realized is that in this culture that we have with social media, first of all, a lot of the people that's making music is not real musicians, and it doesn't come from a place of it being something that you've always wanted to do, or or whatever. But what I've realized is that people are making the music for the violence.
Right.
Like half these kids now that make music, it's guns and all types of stuff. It's like you're making the music to
make yourself
promote,
feel good.
Yeah, to make yourself feel good, and to promote violence. Like it's literally just to promote the violence, and that's why a lot of these rappers, these young rappers, I think they die so quick and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like
19 Keys talks about it. It's like you don't normally see like a rapper like Nas or a rapper like J. Cole.
Yeah, you don't see
all of them being killed like the other guys that sing about the gangster rap type of thing. It's a big difference.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The guys that do that type of music, they die of natural causes.
Right.
The other guy that do the gangster shit, they die
of gun violence and all those things.
And it all has to do with the kids today too. That's coming up. Yeah. It's like they don't care. Like,
they don't care.
It's all about a paycheck, basically. Yeah.
And not even a paycheck, bro. They don't care. Like the kids. It's not even outside of just music. The kids today, they don't care. Like if they say they're gonna do something, they're gonna do something. They don't have no respect for certain things. Like there's like back in the days, it was more limits. Like what I mean. Like me growing up in the '90s, it was more limits to certain things that you could do. And I mean here in America, because like with the gangster stuff here, there was limits. Like certain things was off limits. You get what I'm saying? Like Tupac and Biggie thing, that probably was deeper than what we know, because those were the most that we saw with like a rapper being killed.
Right.
Like me.
And it was surprisking back then.
Right. It was
that
like,
was like
now
normal.
it's just like, he died. Oh,
another one just dropped off. Yeah.
Like back then it was a big deal, and that's the reason why, because you have a lot of rappers that died in their prime. Pop Smoke, he died in his prime.
Yeah.
But nobody really cares anymore.
No.
You realize that?
Yeah.
Biggie and Tupac, we still care about it today. Like, damn, why did they kill Biggie? Damn, why did they kill Tupac? But it's like, sad to say, but we could care less why they killed Pop Smoke, why they killed Nipsey Hussle. Only when his memorial come around, we say, okay,
all right, rest in peace.
Biggie and Tupac all day long, because it was
about something else. Not even that it was about something else.
No,
they were about something else.
They were not even that, because they were about the same gangster shit that they were talking about, that they're talking about now. But it's just the difference is it wasn't common.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't common. You don't hear rappers getting killed like that.
You don't hear rappers getting killed like that. It wasn't common.
Yeah, because they were like heroes.
Like before that, like, because I'm talking about like times when I was alive. Like before that, we heard Eazy-E died. He died of AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Like before that, it was no.
We had a few in dancehall. No, we had a few. Like,
I mean dancehall. You know, we had Dirtsman. Like I was around when those things was happening. Like,
and we still talk about those type of people. Dirtsman. You know, that's about.
But now you don't see it happening as much in dancehall as before.
No, it's not.
Because before, and I think it's in reverse now. Like before, is like if you lived that life there.
You're gonna
and you were more accessible then. Now these artists are not accessible.
They have 20 people rolling with them.
They're not even accessible, because all right, back then, let me tell you how it used to work back then. Back then, you used to can go studio. You go in the studio, you see any given day, you see a Bounty Killer, you see a Beanie Man, you see a whatever. They chill out in the studio. You know where to find them.
Yeah.
Nowadays, these artists are recording in their house. They're not doing anything. If they're doing dub plates, they're doing it in their house. If they're doing car. In a car. If they're doing a song for a producer, they're not even going to the producer studio. They're doing it at home. So they're not accessible. You know what I mean? Some of these artists don't even go to parties. They don't go nowhere to promote their songs.
They don't socialize.
They don't socialize.
And I think I heard Curly Lux talk about that. Twin of Twins, he talked about that. He said, if the artist was like hanging out amongst the people and showing them love, they would not like that artist. No, they like the artist that's behind the scenes or antisocial, and nobody talks to.
That's because people create their own narrative of what this artist is about, because they're not showing.
It's a psychological thing. And let me tell you what it is too. Remember now, keep in mind, rappers, we don't get to party with them or see them.
No, unless you go to like a big.
So why should we as Jamaican people go to a party and see them partying with us?
Unless it's like a exclusive.
It's not exclusive.
Right.
We don't like things that are open to everybody.
But now, I think the difference is now, we don't appreciate celebrities like we used to because of social media. You can literally
be in their life.
Exactly. You can go on their pages and you can see them.
That's the whole thing. So like, in order to be exclusive, you can't be out there. So you have to pick a balance. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like, a lot of people lose respect for you when me and you talk about this already. We lose a lot of respect for the artists that we meet, and they're big assholes.
Right, because you see them, I hear about glorify them, and then when you actually meet them in person, you're like,
so
I don't like you.
So sometimes it's better. It's for the better, because if we don't access them,
and sometimes that's why they say don't meet your heroes.
Right.
Because sometimes you meet them, they ain't your heroes no more.
They ain't your heroes no more.
I'm telling you, I've been in that situation.
And you know the crazy thing is sometimes it could be they just have a bad day.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And then that time that you meet them, it's a bad timing. Because let me tell you something, like even an artist going and taking pictures, that mess with them mental, you know, like. You imagine you having to take 1 million pictures or whatever
with strangers
off of a show, tired, sweaty, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And then you taking 1 million pictures, and then somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, I'm your biggest fan. Let me take a picture." The last person, then you say, "Yo, go one side." You know what I mean? So mentally, that drains you.
Yeah, it does. And then you have to, like, I think, as for us, we have to realize things that come with the territory, right? And that's what we have to adjust to. Because for DJs, we're the lower level for the artists,
right?
So the
artists there, so we are here. So
a lot of times people like they live through us in a lot of ways, because like I could actually touch him, I could actually talk to him, and they're actually cool people, right? You know what I'm saying? They can't get to meet the artist, but one thing I've learned is that the attention, once you have attention, people love you. You consider the influencer in any way, people are gonna love you. Once you like attention attracts so much. Like I've seen people broke but you have attention, a lot of followers, and people know you, and then everybody want access to you now.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes it's not even about money nowadays. It's more about attention.
Yeah.
That's why Instagram is so popular, because you can literally get attention from a click of a button.
Yeah.
So back in the day, if you wanted attention, you have to put in work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you want any form of popularity, you have to do
Promote yourself.
something.
Like you have to literally go out there and hand out flyers, put up posters.
You're not just pretty.
Hand out mixtapes.
You're not just pretty back in the day. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You have to be on TV. You have to be on radio. People have to be talking about
Now
you.
everybody could be famous.
Exactly. So I think we're about to
We're about to pivot real quick. So we're gonna go into Stretch's Corner.
Let's talk about it. The topics of discussion. Let's get into it.
Let's get into Stretch's Corner.
So,
and yes.
For the Caribbean people that's watching, everybody know who Popcorn is. But for the people who don't know, Popcorn is a dancehall artist who is one of our superstars, I would say. Recently, he did a show with Burna Boy in Jamaica. On that show, he was having some difficulties with the audio and stuff like that. And then the other day after the show, he came on Instagram and recorded a video talking about Sharon Burke, which is Solid Agency, which was a part of the show. And he dissed Shaggy also. And the first thing that came to mind was, why did you have to go on here to do that? You're a businessman.
Yeah.
Like, why? And then TJ went to their defense, and it's still like, all of this could be handled so differently. So my question is this. Why haven't we practiced conflict resolution by now?
Because one, behind the scenes doesn't make money.
True.
What we have to realize is a lot of these people, and I'm not saying Popcorn is doing it for attention, because we don't know that.
Right.
He could be generally just hurt, and you know, it's all to do with ego. It has a lot to do with ego. It has a lot to do with you know, being in your feelings or whatever. And I'm not saying that could be it, but it also can be a thing where, all right, a lot of people do it. Even the American artists do it all the time.
Yeah.
I want the attention. I'm not making money unless I have the attention. The spotlight is not on me. So this is gonna make me go. I'm not saying that the topic is not real. The topic can be real, but because they're voicing it outside, you know, that could be a part of it. Also, a part of it could be is he probably fed up and he want everybody knows
something is going on.
Something is going
Something's
on.
wrong, yeah.
You understand? And we don't know. And with Sharon Burke defense or whatever, we don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
You understand? And where Shaggy's concerned,
it sounds like a hearsay to me. A lot of it. Because they haven't talked to each other. They haven't talked to each other.
It sounds like hearsay, but I can tell that it's something
brewing
before.
Yeah, brewing before.
You understand? And we can go back to even, and I don't want to dwell on this topic, but we can go back to even when Khaled and SZA thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing, because it's like a week later, this now. You know what I mean? And the Khaled and SZA thing, you can tell that it's something from before that a lot of people don't know. But a lot of people go on comments and say, no, you shouldn't do this. No, you shouldn't do that. But don't know the reason why.
Right.
Should they have do it? We don't know.
I think personally, it all ties into conflict resolution that we didn't learn growing up. We didn't know how to deal with conflict. The most we know how to deal with conflict is to fight it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't know how to communicate.
Right.
We still don't know how to communicate.
And then in some cases, you know, there could have been instances before this that they have done to other artists that hasn't, and I'm not saying it's true, I don't know, but he could have felt as if like, okay, this is happening too much. Someone needs to say something out now in the public, you know. So
but
it
I
could
just
literally be anything.
I personally think it's all the main underlining factor for all of it is ego.
Yeah.
That's what I think, and that could make us and break us in so many ways.
Yeah.
The ego is literally the
number
devil.
one. That's the number one killer.
Yeah, that would mess you up.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why, even when you asked me earlier, like, why do I not, you know, praise myself, so to say, I don't do that, because of it keeps me grounded.
Yeah.
It keeps me to remember,
and you
like,
don't know the energies around you that are envious
exactly
of it as well. That would,
and trust me, there's a lot of people that are.
Yeah.
And I try to, like, you know, keep that under, you know, whatever. Like, I'll promote myself. Yes.
Yeah.
I've been promoting myself even more now because of the social media era.
Because about it.
Yeah. You know, I still try to keep it on a level where, you know, it's not a big deal. Like, all right, yeah, may I do this, may I do that, may I do this, may I do that, but I still didn't reach where I want to reach yet. You know what I mean? So to me, that's what it is for me. But like some people, it's just.
When I have the next therapist on, I really want to have a whole discussion about ego. Ego is one, like, I would say my introduction to the whole topic of ego was in the Meantime podcast. I talk about that podcast all the time. He talks about the ego and how it affects a lot of the habits that we have from young to now. You know, so I really want to have a whole discussion on that. But I think ego is written all over this situation. That's what it is.
It is. And then TJ answering him now, that's
bigger
ego. That's ego again. But like I said, it's like you said, really and truly, it's how they grew up, how they, you know, how we were taught as people to have to be fighting
because think about it, right? Think about it. How often do you see a Hispanic artist or a white artist going at each other online? It's always black artists, hip hop and dancehall. That's the way mainly you see it. Why can't we learn how to deal with things like this? Why they have issues too, like we do, but why can't we just deal with this professionally behind the scenes and not put it out there for us to look like Pusan Dogs?
Because it all, if you watch more slavery movies, right? It all goes back to that. Like if you watch more slavery movies and like look into it, every slavery movie has a fight in there, where the W guy is telling you
the
white man.
I'm trying to keep it as, you know,
the white man.
I understand.
Is trying to set up a fight between the black guy and the two black guys going at each other, whether it's in a boxing ring, whether they're in the cotton field beating the crap out of each other,
or the house slaves going out there with the field slaves.
Like, and here's the thing,
it is what it is.
In every human form, it's just that our culture has an issue with having to put it out there and express it and be the, you know,
and that's why
extra with it.
That's why we're doing this podcast. We're learning and unlearning.
Yes,
it has no limits.
It has a lot to do with those factors, and I think it's not gonna get better.
I think it can.
It's not.
I think it can.
Let me tell you why it's not. Let me tell you why I think it's not.
It's a balance.
And this is an opinion. This is an opinion, and this is why I think it's not. It's not going to get better because we have too much distractions going on.
Yes,
now
we do.
Like I said, like I'm an old soul. Like, you know what I mean? Like my time growing up, like it was a lot different from now. So now that I'm seeing certain things, it's like it's new to me. So me seeing these certain things, is I'm just like, okay, now social media is telling you like, okay, like I'm looking down my timeline, right? And all I'm seeing is, you know, girls doing their body, whatever. And I don't have nothing against it, to tell you the truth. But it's just like, it's showing kids like, all right, this is what you need to do. This is where you need to be. You have people scamming, and they telling you, oh, scammer, you need to be with a scammer nigga, whatever. Like it's like, all right, they're telling you like, all right, well, when I grew up, this is what I want.
But the thing is that not only
it's a cool thing to do.
Let me tell you the basis of what you're saying. Basically, what you're saying is our attention span is this small, and we're so easily distracted by everything. So even if the solution is over here, this big, all we need is
we're looking at this
little distraction, go and distract us from this solution that's right here in front of our face, and just this little distraction.
But that's how they make it for us to you know, and that's
what I'm saying. I think, and that's one of the reasons why I started this podcast. If it's one person that we could change their minds, to change their lives in any way, that's what we're here for. So in closing, Miss Shan.
Yes, so we have our quote of the week, and it'll be geared to health like it always has been for this semester. And today's quote is, self-care is not selfish. You cannot serve from an empty vessel.
Yes, and I preach this all the time. All the time. You can't achieve anything at all unless you're healthy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not operating at your highest level, at your highest potential, you can't help anybody.
You can't.
You can't do anything at all. So I think that's why people should always put their self-care first. I just started therapy last week. I'm telling you, man.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody should start therapy. I don't need it, but I want it.
Yeah, you want to give it a try.
I give it a try, and I'm going back. I'm telling you that. I'm going back every other week.
That's so
I'm
good.
scheduling my appointment to go back every other week. So
that is
in order for me to operate at my highest level, definitely need to be my best self.
Yes. I love that.
What you think about that, Coach Reem?
Yeah, that makes sense. And the therapy, that's a good move because, you know, we all have, you know, our thoughts that we battle with. Mm-hmm. Whether it's deep, whether it's not, whether it's big, whether it's small, it's still something. You know what I mean? And therapy is always a good thing.
You need to try it too.
Yeah. Change the narrative within our culture is so important. And like Stretch said, this is why we do this podcast, because learning and unlearning has no limits.
Yes, we're trying to really get people to unlearn a lot of habits that we grew up. We grew up with, especially us as Black people. Our habits is not since we were growing up. It's been since our forefathers and foreparents.
That's why I said it goes back to slavery times where, you know.
So us now to break those cycles, now we have to put that work in to do so.
What about Marty say? Emancipate yourself from mental slavery.
Yes,
remember ourselves can free our mind.
Yes.
So, yes.
So people, want to thank everybody who's been supporting. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, get us on the algorithms. That's going to get us on another level. And remember to comment or follow us on Instagram and let us know any topics you want us to talk about. And Shan, do you have anything in closing, ma'am?
I do not. I just want to thank you guys for just the support, and make sure y'all tune in every Tuesday when we drop a new episode.
Cool beans, man. So
peace and
we'll see you guys again next episode. Thank you for tuning in.